Hello and welcome. Please come on in, make yourself comfortable, and join us for a Talking About Congo episode. This is Woody Collins with Congo Helping Hands, and I appreciate you stopping by, whether you're catching us on the live broadcast or on a rebroadcast. Today is Ask Woody Anything. And what we will start off while we wait for any questions that may be arise is what is going on in the Congo? Well, there's a number of things. Number one, Ebola. Ebola has broke out again in the Congo. It's endemic in the Congo because of number one is their eating habits. They eat a lot of bush meat, bats, anything uh, that they can find out in the forest. This is in the rural areas. Uh, Also, in the area that this Ebola outbreak started, it is in the same area in eastern Congo that had the Ebola outbreak a little over that ended just over probably 6 months ago, 6 to 7 months ago. And it lasted over a year because number one, it's very violent in that area, and they had some attacks on health care workers trying to get the pandemic, that outbreak under control. And so it lasted a lot longer than we have seen typically handled in the Congo. Number two is for the first victim, they don't know uh, they have whether they have contracted it from their husband because they were married to one of the survivors, and so they expect that it could have been in the person's semen because it lasts over 3 years, and so that person could have infected his wife. But they're going to run some tests, and hopefully we'll get that early next week when they get through with the test to see what type of strand that it came up with. And the second thing I want to talk about is the uh, Ashley Judd accident, and that is something not from the standpoint of I'm a big fan of hers, but I'm a big fan that she used her accident to identify the main causes of uh, of being out in the remote area, and with the health facilities are not uh, available. And also, she had to go all the way to South Africa to seek treatment, and that took over 55 hours. And as a result, she almost lost her leg because it was broken in four places. And what she said was that the typical Congolese in that area probably would have died because they did not was did number one did not have the money, and people probably would not have helped them as they helped her. Uh, and so even that's kind of sad is because of you having money, you were able to, number one, arrange for transportation to, and number one is she had to have somebody come out to the location out in the remote area and walk her back for 2 hours back to the base camp. And once she got to the base camp, she had to ride a moto for overnight, and also to the next day to get to an area where a plane came and picked her up. And you have to have money to be picked up by a plane. And then she went to Kinshasa, and I guess she went to the medical authorities there, and they couldn't take care of her, so she flew to South Africa. So that could have been not only because the average Congolese would not have been able to gather those resources and that influence. And probably, I think about myself, I probably would not have uh, made it out of, probably made it to Kinshasa, but still, it's a long way out. So those are the two things that kind of we got that we wanted to talk about. And I have a question from my good friend Lou, and Lou is asking about our project that we're going to get started in the Congo. Okay, Lou, I got to be able to read your comments, and it's showing up on the screen here. But Lou was asking, when do we anticipate uh, the our project on the Congo, on how long it's going to be before we anticipate success in the farming project. As you may know, I've been talking about that over the last couple weeks. This farming project, Lou. To answer your question is, we have not. We've kind of given the go ahead, a verbal go ahead that we were going to probably do the project. We do not know when we're going to even start it because uh, right now is we were going to use this as a Lent fundraiser at our Catholic churches. And so therefore, based on probably within a week or so, because Lent starts next Wednesday, and so therefore, probably within a week or so after the following Sunday, on the next Sunday, we will have some idea of what contributions are coming, and from based on those contributions that come in for Lent, we would be able to kind of judge how things are going. We're in a pandemic, and we don't know how this fundraiser is uh, going to be accepted by the people, because we're looking at the people. So right now, we don't want to use some of our reserves to get started in this farming project, but we want to actually see whether we can gather enough resources in to at least cushion the blow in case there are some emergencies that come up that we need to take care of. So probably, I would say within a month's time, a month from now, we will have a good idea of how successful our fundraiser was, and then we can start actually phasing out the program. We'll probably have to check on to see when is the next planting season will start, and I'm guessing usually they start planting during the month of February, so we may be a little late for that, but we'll see how late we are to before we can start planning. And so that would be number one, is that we need to see whether we're can get this year's planning started, and then if not, we will start with some of the pigs and other animals that's gonna be a part of the farm. We can always buy them at any time, pretty much any time, and they're not time specific. Whereas in the Congo, they start planting at two times during the year, right after the rainy season, and so we'll have to kind of judge when, if that's going to be able to start it. So we anticipate uh, that we're going to get started, and if we were able to get started with the planting season, then the harvest would be the July, August time frame, and we hope that it would be successful, so we would be able to start harvesting and selling corn and beans and peanuts at that time. So that's what we're thinking about. But if we can't do that, we would start buying pigs and other animals that we will start raising, and then based on, you know, nature and things of that uh, well, breeding the animals and stuff like that on what we want to do as to we'll see how long that takes. So there is nothing definite at this point in time, and as I said, we will continue to work on that. So thank you, Lou, for your question, and thank everybody for stopping by today. And we will be in touch with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Take care, everybody, and always remember to take care of yourself and your family, and do those things that will minimize the impact of the pandemic by being socially distance yourself, washing your hands, and wear your mask. And bon dimanche, happy Sunday, and we will talk with you on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock. So please take care, and we will see you later. And Lou, I hope I answered your question, but contact me if I didn't, and we will, cover it again tomorrow. There's no problem with that. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you later.